So Pete Hegseth said that he is demoting Mark Kelly from his rank of captain and is going to cut his retirement pay. So number one, as a veteran, this should terrify you because apparently speaking out against this administration and reminding people not to obey illegal orders is now seditious treatment, even when the person telling you that works for a guy who ran an insurrection attempt on this government. And recent information that just came out saying there was beyond reasonable doubt that he did so just came forward, right? So that's number one. Number two, Mark Kelly can do something about this. So he has 30 days to submit an appeal about why his conduct in making the video with 5 other Democratic lawmakers was not seditious, and it was reminding people about the Uniform Code of Military Justice, stating fact is fact. He can also go to the courts and get a federal injunction to stop that, where then both sides come in and say, like, well, why did you demote him? And why should you not be demoted? And he can go through his entire career as a Navy captain, all the way to Navy captain, and show that none of it was seditious all the way through, and that he should not be demoted. While on the other side, you have Pete Hegseth and the Department of Defense trying to say, no, it was, but we just don't want to take him to trial. Because that was part of this as well, is they went ahead and they decided not to do a trial of him as they were threatening, because they like to threaten. They decided not to do a trial because then that would bring to light evidence. And if there's one thing we know, the last thing this administration and the people that are in it enjoy is evidence. They hate that shit. That's why they hate Jack Smith. That's why they hate Mark Kelly. That's why they hate the 5 Democratic lawmakers who came out and said, don't obey illegal orders. They did not want that on trial. They did not want that in front of people. So Hegseth did what, MAGA Republican politicians do, and he just did shit or said he was going to do shit. So now this is going to go through the courts. I fully expect Kelly to go to federal courts, get an injunction on this to stop this. And I honestly believe this won't go anywhere. I think this will get shut down by court after court as it goes through. But this is a, I'm mad I didn't get what I wanted kind of, Trump-esque power move from Hegseth, and him saying, like, look what I'm doing, and I'm standing up for justice for the American people. And I think that was part of his statement too, right? While he's working for a guy that tried to overthrow the government and is now, throwing troops at countries to distract from the Epstein files and get his buddies oil money. So there you have it. Yeah, check that out. There's just some recent reports right now about the whole thing with Mark Kelly. And I think it's this kind of shock and awe thing that they like to throw at people, like, what the fuck? But as a veteran, as somebody who believes in free speech, Republican, Independent, or Democrat, you should be worried about this, because if this flies and they do this, then any administration can shut your ass down for talking facts, right? Not calling for war against the government, not calling for overthrow, insurrection, or anything like that. Calling out facts. So that should scare you, and you should contact your congressman and your senator and the Pentagon, Hegseth, and the White House, and say something about that, in addition to all the other bullshit that they're trying to play with the military right now. So that should concern you. But that's what's going on with Mark Kelly right now. Again, I expect that to go through legal channels and for this to just make them look like fools. But they push for the moment to get that moment of shock and awe and be like, hey, look what we're doing. We're awesome. And it usually falls apart in their face. And I expect that in the middle of all the Epstein stuff that's coming out and all the stuff that's going to come out about war powers resolutions with Venezuela. So a lot to come. Welcome to 2026, people.